Let's fight. Welcome in the ring, guys. Let's fight. Hope you guys are going good wherever you're joining the broadcast from this evening, whether you're in Guyana, you're in the diaspora, whether that's for you, the Caribbean, North America, Canada, Japan, wherever the diaspora is for you guys. Thanks for joining us. And we hope that as you come on, you share the life. Yeah, let me make sure that I'm right on. Token K. Looking good for you guys. A very good evening again. Welcome, guys. Good to see so many of you joining us already. Good to see so many of you. Let me take go a little back. I feel like I'm right in your face, up close and personal. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Share the live stream as you come on, wherever you're joining us. I see all the usual suspects here already. I'm seeing Karen Black, Elizabeth Norine is in the ring. Let's fight. Orwin Don Cook and Donna David and Lily McGarrell, Margaret Duncan, Andrews family, Brenda Nicholson and Patricia Asana, Elaine Harry, Joan Robertson. Folks, good to have all of you. I'm just making sure my notes are queued up correctly. The guys go through this stuff painstakingly, and I want to do them justice when I start. when I start, I want to do them justice. Lots of stuff happening again. Lots of stuff happening, guys. Lots of stuff happening and lots of information to share with you guys. Guys, tonight's show is so much of the Caribbean I got to talk about. You know, we might got to get a in the ring Caribbean. In the ring Caribbean. It's so many things happening, guys. So many things. So many things. Elizabeth family. Andrew Cuthbert and Marilyn Thomas and Rhonda Lane and Michelle Jordan Fly. I know lots of y'all would like to be my family. I know that. Y'all gotta tell me. Lots of y'all would like to be my family. You think it's just her? Y'all better bring the dowry. Y'all had better bring the dowry, peoples. Bring the dowry. Lots to share with you guys this evening. So share the live stream wherever you guys are joining us from. And we are, of course, tremendously privileged, as usual, that so many of you guys are joining us tonight. Let me just make sure that I tidy up some housekeeping at my end on the back side, and then I'm going to be right with you guys. We're going to start. I'm ready to go, guys. I am ready to go. I am ready to go. I am fired up, and I am ready to go. Good to see all of you guys, wherever you're joining us from. And I am just ensuring that we are good to go. Hold on. Yeah. Yep. Just ensuring that everything is everything at my end. And then we're going to be good to go. Just ensuring everything is everything on my end. And guys, we're going to be good to go. Bear with me. Ensure you share the live stream. Ensure you share the live stream, folks. Oh, Father. Just ensure that I have all of my notes. That's all I'm doing. Ensure that all my notes are together. So when I start, it's just, as we say, it's one walk. Good to see all of you guys who are joining us, wherever you're joining us from this evening. Thank you guys so much, wherever you're picking us from, wherever you're picking us from. Thanks for joining the live stream. Thank you, guys. And we are getting ready. All right, what's happening with me this evening? Yep. And we're almost there. Almost where we need to be, guys. Share the live stream wherever you're joining us from. And as soon as we are at our magic number, we are going to be good to go, folks. We are going to be good to go. Good to see, again, so many of you who are joining us. And if you are ready, guys, I am ready to. I am ready to get to going. Ready as well. All right, and there we are. All right, guys, so share the live stream. Good to see Audrey Winter and Barbara Major and Lily McGarrell again and Shelley DeRidder, Janice Jones, Marla, Karen Pandey, and Donna Liverpool. Shout out again to Lambert, who's joining us from Canada, from the suburbs. Good to see you, Lambert, and Gavin Holder and Elizabeth Narayan, who is watching from Sparkle City. Sparkle City. I wish I was there in Sparkle City sipping something lovely, folks. Wish I was there. Good to see you. Is it Zeus? Zeus got a lot of power here, man. And then June Cameron is joining us from Brooklyn. Good to see you, June, Region 11. And good to see also Ewart Eastman, who is joining us from Atlanta. Good to see you there. Yasmin, Harry, Quasi, Hunt, all of you guys. Guys, I encourage you to share the live stream as you come on, wishing to that magic number, and then we're going to get going. Guys, so, just touching on a couple of things that have been happening over the weekend, and there are so many things always happening. You would not understand that, to really cover all that we have to cover, we'd have to perhaps do a 3-hour show, but we want to keep it as a compact 1-hour show. We know that you guys got other things to do. You're coming home, you're unwinding, you got your family, you got other things you want to put your attention on, and I don't want to detain you 1 minute longer than we usually have to, guys. But just over the weekend, we had this whatever song competition is being ran by GT&T, and guys, somebody, as they're always wanting to attack Charmin Blackman verbally, that is. Attack Charmin Blackman verbally. Guys, I hope that you are hearing me well, wherever you guys are joining me from. I hope my mic and so on is all good, and you guys are fired up, and you guys are ready to go. June, Mona, and Gwyneth Jones. I don't know what Charmin Blackman do these people, Sometimes it's just advantage. And I'm telling y'all, don't bother with Charmin. Don't rush up. Don't rush up, because you might get brush up. Right. So this competition, whatever the competition is going good. Next thing you know is one assault on Charmin Blackman. One assault. Folks, we not having it. You understand me? If I got to defend Charmin Blackman by myself, that is it. That is it. Take a look at this.
Sorry.
Well, first of all, I was a bit nervous, this one. 2, Charmin can't even sing, and she's telling other people that they can't sing. She should go and check that song that she sang the last time, but give them more to talk and let somebody to stop holding her throat. Give them more to talk, because she ain't sung better than me.
Wait a cotton picking minute. I got one more throat for talk tonight. What did Charmin do to deserve that? We all know that Charmin is a great artist, and years in the business has now transcended Charmin Blackman to icon status. I don't know, what has merited this attack on Charmin Blackman in this most vicious manner. Marsha Glasgow, do you know? Audrey Cumberbatch, do you know? Coretta Millington, maybe you know. Marcia Griffith, Karen Black, Rochelle Figueroa. What causing this? What is causing this, people? Perhaps Charmin is giving them more to talk, and it's upsetting some people. It is upsetting some people. And this contestant, she was just trying to wheel into Charmin Blackman. I hope Charmin responds. I hope Charmin responds. I gotta get Charmin in the ring one of these nights to fire some punches at all of you haters. People gonna hate. You gotta just do what you gotta do. How she walk into Charmin like that? I don't understand that. Naomi Drucker, Alison Richards, Ingrid Pearson, Janice Jones, Roxy Daly, Austin. What Charmin do them? I don't know what Charmin do these guys. I just don't know. Without warning, boom, into Charmin. Stop that. Here it is again, folks.
Sorry.
Well, first of all, I was a bit nervous, this one. 2, Charmin can't even sing, and she's telling other people that they can't sing. She should go and check that song that she sang the last time, but give them more to talk and let somebody to stop holding her throat. Give them more to talk, because she ain't sung better than me.
I done, people. I am leaving that one there. I done. But we always say, people don't never first bell ring. It's when second bell ring. I hope Charmin gets a chance to respond to this very precocious young lady. Very, very precocious young lady. I hope Charmin gets an opportunity to respond. Folks, I want us to get right into the hot topics as we come on this evening. Lots to talk about in the region, and let's walk through. It's puckatory, people. puckatory in the region. Now, the other night, a couple nights ago, a couple weeks ago, perhaps, I made some comments about CARICOM, and I said that these people here, they ain't going to write. They ain't going to write. And if you are reading, if you are engaging with people in the region, you know, at whatever level of society, you'll understand that CARICOM ain't going right. CARICOM ain't going right. Well, over the weekend, y'all think it's me alone? Well, Keith Rowley had some choice words for Caribbean leaders. And folks, as you come on, I invite you to share this live stream. Keith had some words for the people. He had words with them. He wasn't having it. And it's on the very same issue of Haiti. It was on the very, very same issue of Haiti. Now, there was an article carried in the Trinidad Express, a very, very, I think, fair and balanced newspaper there in Trinidad, the Trinidad Express. And the headline of the article was "Diplomats Snub Haiti's Acting Leader." As a matter of fact, some group of persons, calling them the core group of several nations outside of CARICOM. Let me see if I can call them: the US, France, the European Union. Their representatives, calling themselves a core group, asked the then acting Prime Minister of Haiti to step aside, to make way for the gentleman who former president, or the late President Moise, had appointed to be the next Prime Minister. So they wanted him to form the government, this guy who was anointed to be Prime Minister. And they wanted the acting Prime Minister to step aside. And so Rowley felt that because nobody had reached out to CARICOM, none of these nations, this core group had not reached out to CARICOM, that this was indeed a snub. And let me tell you what Rowley said. Rowley said, this is not just a snub for Joseph, the fellow they were asking to step aside. The real snub and outright insult is the absence of even a mention, far less recognition in any form of CARICOM. This core group, again, US, France, the European Union, Canada and Spain, Brazil and Germany, didn't even mention CARICOM. Right? I wonder why. I wonder why there was no mention of CARICOM. And this is what Rowley said. Haiti is a full member of CARICOM, its largest member, right? Haiti is CARICOM's largest democracy. CARICOM has a population of about 24 million people, including Guyana, Trinidad, Barbados, all those countries. 24 million citizens in all make up the CARICOM community. 11 million come from Haiti. 11 million comes from Haiti. So Rowley said Haiti is a full member of CARICOM, its largest member, and this lack of recognition and involvement combined is an insult to all of us, coming from those who designate themselves the core group. He goes on to state, by our own actions, this is Rowley, former chairman of CARICOM, by our own actions, he says, of now towing or bowing down and genuflecting, same thing, bowing down to those who see us as unworthy and irrelevant. We have continuously contributed to our own demise. Y'all better read the tea leaves, people. Y'all had better read the tea leaves. And I stand by what I said previously concerning CARICOM. And I have some more words for CARICOM. President Jovenel Moise is being buried on Saturday. And I have some more words for CARICOM. So those of you who aren't reading the tea leaves, you better start reading them. Look what else is happening. This is the current CARICOM chairman, Gladstone Brown. He's the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, current chairman of CARICOM. And just over the weekend, he is out there on radio calling, some women in Antigua and Barbuda lesbians, his political foes. Everybody knows. Let's say the woman name is Sherry. Sherry's a lesbian. And she and Marjorie had an affair. This is the chairman of CARICOM. You understand why now the core group ain't got time with me? This is the chairman of CARICOM. His equal would be somebody like perhaps Angela Merkel, who was the chancellor, I think, of the European Union, no, chancellor of Germany, but I think head of the European Union. Whoever's the head of the European Union. And talking about, oh, this one, Marjorie, she's a lesbian. She and Shelley sleep together. And then quoting a set of Bible scripture. Yes, look, God frowns on lesbian. What it got to do with him? That is what I don't understand. What that got to do with him? So those were the whole set of things that were being said there over the weekend by Gladstone Brown, the chairman of CARICOM, and you get an understanding now why the people ain't had no time with us, right? Why they don't have any time with us. I'm finding my place in my notes. We understand why the people ain't got no time with we, right? Folks on my page shared Avery Duncan. I asked you to share the live stream. Those of you who are joining me on Christopher Jones' place, what happened to y'all? What happened to y'all? And those of you joining me on AppNew AFC page, we invite each and every one of you guys to share the live stream. I'm still in the region, people. So that is Gladstone Brown, chairman of CARICOM, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, talking about who is lesbian and who is not lesbian. I don't understand this. Who is lesbian and who isn't lesbian? Whichever page you're joining us from, whether you're joining us on YouTube, share the live stream. You're joining us on Facebook, share the live stream. You're joining us on Twitter, give us a retweet there. So that is Gladstone Brown. Now, there are some folks home here in Guyana. Soon, the cleaner resigned from a party. Oh, Lord, it is front page news in the Times. All right. Soon, a cleaner resigned. These things make front page news. Well, it was earthquake. Perhaps for those of you who understand these issues, because this is what happened in Jamaica over the weekend. This party, the People's National Party, it's like the whole party resigned over the weekend. It is like the whole party resigned over the weekend. Right? It's like the whole party resigned. Strife-torn PNP was the headline, rocked by resignation. Well, the chairman of the party, PNP, says, don't worry with that. All of this will help to strengthen the party. And I think that was some comments also coming out of PJ Patterson. All of these things lends to the strength of the party. And guys, you got to move beyond this country, right? If you're interested in politics, and lots of y'all are political junkies, you got to read widely. And it's because you see, if you're locked into your own silo here in Guyana, you'll think, oh my God, right? Everything falling apart, things falling apart, right? And you get confused and you think that you're the only one in a puckatory. Allow me to say here, now, lots of people have been messaging me and saying, oh, why aren't you commenting on Granger and what's happening in the PNCR and what is happening in Alliance for Change? My focus is not on that. My focus is on fighting these jagabats we call the PPP. That is my focus. And I will admit to you that those issues are going to work themselves out and we are going to emerge stronger. Look what happened in Jamaica. Like the whole party resigned over the weekend. Right? Still in the region, folks. I tell you, we have to get in the ring in the region, in the Caribbean. Right? Justice turns in some places. Now, this was a former minister, chief minister in Montserrat, sentenced over the weekend, Mr. David Brandt, right? Sentenced over the weekend for sexual crimes and all manner of things. At least in Montserrat, the wheels of justice seems to be turning. At least in Montserrat, people. At least in Montserrat, the wheels of justice appear to be turning. Appears to be turning. And this is the last thing on the regional news I want to catch you up on this evening. I want to bring you up to speed on. Now, when something good is being done, I want to say that. And today we saw the announcement that at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, there were 2 kidney transplants. And I want to say kudos to all of those persons who were involved in this process. Kudos to this person, all of the persons involved. I think when Georgetown Public Hospital is stepping up and stepping out like this, it is praiseworthy. And all of those doctors and nurses who are working hard at the Georgetown Public Hospital and in the public health system, you can take a bow tonight. This is great news. This is great news. And I really want to compliment the doctors and nurses at the Georgetown Public Hospital who are responsible for this. And guys, as you come on again, we encourage you to share the live stream wherever you're joining us from. On the COVID front, so you got some good news, and then it's puckatory. It's puckatory on the COVID front. Now, Frank Anthony got some Moderna vaccines as a donation. As a donation. And Frank doesn't want to tell us who the donors are. Who the donors are for these vaccines. You all ever hear anything like he doesn't want to state? He is refusing vehemently again to tell us who these donors are. Now, this is how a country operates. This is people, these are persons rather, who want us to be imbued that these vaccines are authentic and they are good for you. And he don't want to tell us who gave you these vaccines. Perhaps if we know who gave him the vaccines, the question will be asked, what are they getting in return? That is the question that might be asked. And so we are going to continue to press Frank. You all understand why a no confidence motion is being moved against Frank Anthony? You all understand now? Now look, the other Jagabat. The other Jagabat in the Ministry of Health. He's an advisor. And it appears to me, right? It appears to me that this Jagabat, he is going to watch the news and come back and try to experiment locally. So you see France doing a couple things with COVID in their management of COVID. Yesterday, they watching television because he put it up on Facebook. Oh, he was just watching Emmanuel Macron, the president of France. And he see France rolling out a couple of things. He want test things now. He want passes for work. You gotta make sure that you are fully vaccinated. That will allow you a pass to go to work and for social gatherings, among other things. So he coming to test on you and me. Now, some people, when this cross made the post on Facebook, asked him, you're talking about pass for vaccine, making sure people are fully vaccinated. And I can't even get my second shot in the Sputnik. Now, that was a fair question. You talking about yes, everybody must be vaccinated, and those who are not vaccinated must not be a threat to those who are. And so you must have a COVID pass, and you want to institute a COVID pass for social gatherings and for work purposes. But you cannot even give me my second shot of Sputnik. So it's total confusion nonsense. Confusion powder. Confusion powder. And folks, we are following some other issues coming out of the Ministry of Health. Some other issues. The department that deals with health emergencies, we are learning that an audit has revealed there is $33 million missing, whether in cash or assets from that department. Lots of staff are being fired and transferred. I ain't hear Frank on that, but folks, I'll be telling you some more about that. $33 million plus. Doctors are being shipped out because apparently personnel from the department involved in lots of skullduggery. Now they're trying to sweep under the carpet, but guys, we're going to keep you abreast with what is happening. Folks, signs of the times. Signs of the times. It was a weekend filled with accidents. A weekend filled with accidents. For instance, we saw the project manager, projects manager, the Ministry of Finance, Terachan Balgabin. His vehicle hit a motorcyclist over the weekend, a young teacher from Berbice. And that resulted in a fatality. We saw a minibus just last evening. Signs in the Times. It's puckatory in this country, people. A diamond. A minibus taking some folks up the East Coast. They had just finished a school reunion outing, heading up the East Bank, rather. The folks said that this bus was speeding and toppled over several times. There are 2 dead and more than 5 persons injured. Signs of the times, people. Left, right, and center in this country is puckatory. Left, right, and center. Left, right, and center. Signs of the times. And some folks got to be able to say to these guys, slow down, drivers. Slow down. Not so Janice Jones and Roxy Daly, Anthony Stepping Stone, Sandrine Bear. These guys got to slow down. This accident prompted me to make the comment this morning that very soon for these minibuses, we got to get some black boxes. You got to get manifest. You got to write your name down as you enter in the bus, because you don't know if you're going to meet the end of the journey and people might need to identify you. You're going to get insurance to go on a bus. You got to sign up your name on a manifest, and the buses got to get black boxes. At the rate these guys are going, speeding for no reason. And one of the persons that we spoke with said that she overheard passengers in the bus telling this driver to slow down. But they ain't care. They care? They don't care. And that is why we are seeing some of the stuff we are seeing, and we got to be able to say to them, slow down. We have to be mature and say, slow down. Is either that or government buses? Too many lives are being lost carelessly on the roadways. Too many lives. I haven't heard anything out of the road safety folks in a little while. I don't know what's happening on that front. I haven't heard anything out of them in a little while. I don't know what's happening on that front. I don't know what's happening on that front at all. But we got to be more responsible one as commuters. We have to be more responsible as commuters, as drivers, as passengers in this country. Reckless loss of lives. We're told that this driver is in police custody and that he was intoxicated. He's in police custody and he was intoxicated. And that is why I said kudos to a couple of weeks back, not months back, another driver was speeding and the young lady told him to turn the music down and to slow down, and he attempted to put her out of the bus and wanted to snatch her cell phone. These are the folks that we are dealing with. These are the people we are dealing with. And you and I got to stand up for our rights. Stand up for our rights, people. Tell them to slow the hell down. Don't let nobody kill you before your time. Don't let it kill you before your time. Don't let it do it. Folks, I'm very privileged this evening. Very privileged this evening to be joined by the Region 4 chairman. And this is the chairman of the Regional Democratic Council for Region 4. It's always a privilege to have him, the one and only. As soon as he's ready, we're going to go. The one and only Mr. Daniel Seeram. I call him Captain Daniel Seeram. And it's good to have him on the program this evening. I'm seeing he's in the green room backstage virtually. And as soon as he's ready, we're going to have him on. We really like to have him on ever so often to bring us up to scratch with what's happening in the region. Captain, a very good evening. Welcome, sir.
Hi, pleasant good evening, Sharon, and pleasant good evening to our viewers and listeners. It's a privilege I think this is the first time I'm in the ring.
Well, I know you're a fighter par excellence, so punches are going to pelt. Good to have you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Great. The last time you and I had a chance to chat, you were part of the COVID cash grant distribution, ensuring everything went well and people are getting their monies, because I think some of the funds were coming through the RDC Region 4, uh, right?
Actually,
And then
actually,
also,
sure. Just let me stop you right there. The RDC was never a part of the distribution of the COVID cash grants. We were just used as a medium to get the monies from the Ministry of Finance into the region. But however, that was dealt by the administrative staff of the region, but the region itself had no oversight of this cash grant.
okay,
What happened is that for the first stage of it, I know that persons were identified by central government and sent to the regions to be coordinators for this exercise, and then they would have distributed it there. So I don't want it to go anywhere that the region had anything to do with the distribution of these cash grants. This activity was solely done by central government.
awesome. Mr. Chairman, what is happening also now on, I know that Region 4 wasn't so much impacted by the floods, but I also know that you are doing some work in that regard as well. Bring us up to scratch with where we are with those efforts, because, for instance, just this evening, somebody was saying, even though we aren't talking about it now, there are some places in Region 10 that are still underwater. So I don't want to take it for granted that all of us have the brilliant sunshine and dry yards to step into.
Well, as we see right now, Sharon, the weather is unpredictable, right? What would have happened in Region 4? I basically through my office, the councillors and the staff, we would have been very much proactive in the drainage and irrigation of the Demerara Mahaica region. Yes, we were affected in this region. I keep telling people we were affected about 2 to 3 times. Georgetown was underwater. Low-lying areas on the east coast of Demerara and the east bank of Demerara were affected by floods. Areas along the Linen Swiss Dyke Highway were affected by floods also. The indigenous community of St. Cuthbert Mission was affected by flood. Over about 40 large-scale farms and 20 small-scale farms were affected there. Areas along the East Bank also were affected. Buxton area was affected, Nabakalis, all of those back dams. I went personally and I saw some of the crops. All of them were still underwater. This was just about a month ago. So we did incur a lot of losses within the region. And we are awaiting the decision by the government. And I hope that you allow my colleagues in the parliament um, ensure that these persons are meaningfully compensated, because the money belongs to the people. So I think that
Exactly.
government should find a way. Government should speak to the opposition, because the opposition does represent, um, I mean, they're about half of the population of Guyana, and we should have some amount of meaningful consultation so that you guys could make the decision as to how these monies will be allotted in the areas. How would you deem persons in terms of what laws do they have, and how and what sort of compensation? I think at this point in time, the financial compensation is the right way, because what we're seeing is the current flood relief supplies, right? These only last for just about a couple of days. We're looking at reviving businesses. I think I remember reading an article about the four horsemen of the apocalypse right now here with us. And as we can see, we had COVID. Now we have the flooding. We have the rising costs in living, and the this year right now is a compounding issue. It affects our Guyanese. We at the region, we are basically awaiting the policy decisions that the government would make. We are going to ensure that the people, along with the opposition parliament, also have accountability for how these monies are spent, and to answer the questions that you will have for us when the time comes. Sad to say that some of these initiatives we are not a part of at the regional level. Most of
Mhm.
these initiatives are being dealt with predominantly by central government, right? And we just have an oversight as to being a conduit, basically, sometimes for some of these grants that they're giving out. So we look forward to yourself and my other colleagues in Parliament, right, getting to the bottom of these issues, right, making a necessary recommendation, right? And also asking the correct questions. And we're pleased that you have been asking these questions. We're pleased that I mean, I've been following you, and I'm really proud of you guys in Parliament asking questions to be able to bring some clarity to the Guyanese people as to what is going on, right? So that we know that there's transparency at all levels. As you do know that we have three tiers of governance within the country right now: the central government, the regional government, and then the local democratic organs. I mean, I'm not preaching to you here, Sherrod. I know you came through the ranks, so you understand what is going on. So we are here at the implementation stage, right? We are asking our necessary questions as well. We are waiting some of the responses from the administrators and from and some of the figures that you know that we are getting here. So everybody is looking on. Everybody is ensuring that the people of the region get the necessary relief and assistance that they want. Right now, we're still in COVID. We're still in a flood season. The weather is very unpredictable, right? And just before we move on, just to touch on the flood, we had flooding as far as to the Mica Creek area, in which we have over 65 families who are heavily affected there. Right? I did see the AFC doing some outreaches within that area. Apart from the Mica Creek, we had the Cane Grove area, which definitely went under within the Savannah pasture areas there, had some amount of flooding. But here again, the regional administration didn't just sit idly by. We reached out to all of the major stakeholders, and we ensured that as soon as we heard about something, we brought it to the attention of everyone. We had the
Very
meaningful
well.
consultation, right? And then we had informed decisions being made. So things are not all the best in Region 4, but we're maintaining with what we have. We're utilizing the resources we have, right? And we are ensuring that all the services that we have available at the RDC are at the disposal of the residents of the region.
Yeah, I don't think sometimes as citizens, Daniel, we have an appreciation for the expanse that is Region 4, encompassing Georgetown as well, even though your jurisdiction is not necessarily Georgetown. But Region 4 stretches way up the Linden Susdike Highway, and you have being bordered by Region 10 there. And then you go way up the East Coast, as though you're heading to
To
Berkeley.
Mahiko, yes.
Yeah, right? You have a huge expanse of real estate to administrate, and I think it's not that I think it is the most populous region. It is the most populous region. So you got a lot of stuff on
Sharon,
your
we have
plate.
over 311,000 people that live in Region 4. Just to give you an
Exactly.
approximation of the numbers, this is
Yeah. So the burden of leadership is great, and we're gonna have Chairman Seeram back with us momentarily.
sorry
Yeah,
about that. Yes.
no
Yeah,
trouble.
this is it here, Sharon. We have thereabouts 311 over 311,000 people living in Region 4. This is according to the 2012 census, right? Of course, I can't use the numbers from that last elections, right? Because we don't believe in those numbers. But
Yeah,
coming out of the 2012 census, we have thereabouts over 311,000 people that reside in Region 4. Region 4 is the economic hub of Guyana, right? It is what I call the heart and soul of Guyana. Everything happens in Region 4, passes through Region 4,
yeah.
right? We have various ports of entry, um, and here it's where it is going to happen. Once it happens here, it's going to branch out to all of the other regions, right? In order for us to make Guyana great.
Exactly. And I know, Mr. Chairman, you've touched on a couple of the things that you're working on, but could you give us a better sense of some of the projects that you're working on for the people of Region 4 and how it impacts on their daily lives? Because I know you are doing a lot of things, and a lot of systems fall under the ambit of the Region 4 Regional Democratic Council.
Currently, currently we're still in the phase of tendering, right? As you know that when the budget was passed, we did put out a lot of tenders, right? We look at predominantly five areas, right, in which we govern by within the region. So we have a lot of works under the repairs and the rehabilitation of schools. All of the schools within the region, that is on the East Bank and the East Coast, you would see them with the new water troughs. And so we're building the facilities. In the event we have face-to-face learning again, we have all the facilities for the children to sanitize. and we're trying to do remedial works as it is to some of the schools that need it. We're trying to do upgrades to some of the health facilities within the area. Pleased to note that a project that started under the AP and UAFC government, right, which was upgrading the Diamond Diagnostic Center, right, now is the Diamond Smart Hospital. And I'm very privileged and proud to be sitting here. I know that it's open as it is, and some of the services are not all of the services are fully on stream, right? But that is one of the initiatives started by the AP and UAFC government, right? And that is something that is still ongoing. We started most of the smart hospitals initiatives. I can't remember offhand how many of there, but this is the type of leadership that we have. We were the government that actually saw, and I was there in the decision making process to have the disease hospital on the east coast of Demerara, sorry, right? So those are some of the projects there that we are seeing going on. Of course, we have the infrastructural projects in which we have some roads being done in some communities. Also, one that I keep very closely to me, Sherrod, is the upgrades of the pumps and the sluices and cokers within the region, in which we have over 90% operability for the cokers within the region. That is on the East Bank and the East Coast. We keep monitoring them also. And we have thereabouts over 90% operability again for the pumps within the region. And as a whole town councilman also, you know that, and I know you keep looking in there, but we have a good level of operability in terms of the cokers and the pumps within Georgetown. So it's just a matter of monitoring these systems, but we do need to speak more to our residents in terms of the littering and the
Oh yes,
disposal
I was coming there.
and the
Yeah.
disposal of waste, right? Because what we don't understand when it comes to drainage and irrigation, right? Maintaining these facilities, right, is it takes up the majority of the time when it comes to drainage and irrigation, right? I remember recently one of the pumps went down. I think it's at Cowan Street. When they actually went in, it was a litter that was in the canal, right? That caused the issue, and I think that went into the millions to have that pump repaired in less than 24 hours after all stakeholders were notified of it. So these are some of the areas that we have upgrades for, right? As you know that the government ministries themselves are doing works in and around the region, in which you see the bypass roads ongoing, and then you see roads in and around Georgia ongoing. I know, and I must say it is a sore point that we have, that someone had the oversight and actually did the construction on all the roads at one time, so all of them are in a deplorable state at one time. I mean, I must speak to this point here, Sherrod, because I think it was bad management and whomever was the engineer there, right, to have all of these roads parallel to each other, the alternative routes in and out of Georgetown being under construction at the same time. It it uh, it's just bad planning,
Yeah.
and the roads are so atrocious. I mean, we see the contractors them working assiduously to have it done, but then it came at a discomfort to the citizens, which really we didn't have to incur that amount of discomfort. So in looking forward, both I reaching out to the municipality and the central governments also, so we can have coordination. We do like the upgrades that are happening within the municipality and around the region, but it must be coordinated in such a way that we don't bring
Agreed.
discomfort to people. That so that I mean, it's a no-brainer. I remember reading a post, a man said, if you just done each lunch, don't go up on the back road and drive, right? You would regret it, right? Sad to say, I was already on the back road driving, but I didn't eat
You got the
lunch, but
message late.
I got the message late, right? And it, it's so time consuming. I mean, working back your time now, and my office being on the East Coast, coming down to Georgia and going up, you really have to know the alternative routes to go, and it causes congestion and everything. I am so sorry for the persons who live on the East Bank of Demerara, right? But we are working along. The region is working along with the divisional commanders, the police divisional commanders, to bring some amount of resolve to the traffic issues that happen there, right? I believe that we must come come with some plan to have this alleviated. And not having persons sit in traffic for 20 to 30 minutes to commute basically from the bridge to DSL is unacceptable at this point in time. So these are some things that we're going to definitely look into. We're going to team up with the municipality, of course. We have already have a good relationship with all 17 of the NDCs in the region, along
Fantastic.
with some of the CDCs, and of course the indigenous village of the St. Cuthbert Mission, Pokuri, right? So this is something here that we're doing, Sherrod, in which the governance system at the regional level, right, has the inclusion of all of the stakeholders, right? All of the NDCs, even the municipality we look into from time to time, right? And also the indigenous communities to get meaningful feedback as to what is needed in the region. The Demerara Mahaica region is poised for so much. I'd like to think of it as an explosion here that would happen. So I just want to start building the capacity of the region, right? Both the physical capacity and the human resource capacity, so that,
Fantastic.
you know, when the time comes, right, we will be in the position as a people to take over the riches that will come here, right? Um, Sherrod, you know, we have our roles and we have our objectives here, right? As I said again, you and colleague MPs are doing your thing in the National Assembly. We would just like to do our part at the region at overlooking these projects and ensuring that the people on the ground get the meaningful relief and support that they need from the regional governance system, right? And by doing so, right, we remind our supporters and we remind the citizens that the type of leadership that we have here in the APNU AFC, right, and not Daniel Seeram alone here, right. I'm guided by very competent councillors, right, and also the regional administrators.
Fantastic.
And
Yeah.
I'd like to take the time out, share it also, and viewers and listeners to say, you know, sometimes we don't take the time to thank our public servants, right? I've heard you said earlier, but I was watching earlier about the GPHC and the fantastic things that they're doing there, right?
Yeah. Kudos to
But
them again.
Sherrod, we have other public servants working in offices day in, day out, right? Not being paid the best. They haven't gotten an increase in two successive budgets so far, right?
Correct.
But I know that the opposition MPs and the trade unions and even the chairpersons at the helms of each region is lobbying heavily for them to have that meaningful increase. We want a 50% increase for all public servants. At least we could start there. We could start building it, right? So I think at this point in time that I'd like to say thank you to all of the public servants, right? And that the best gift that anyone could give to Guyana right now is for us to take care of our human resources, right? We hear about all of the industries that we have coming up. The petroleum industry, fantastic, right? That actually was aborted during the AP and UAFC time. No matter how long ago they found the oil, it was
Correct.
in
Correct.
2015 after the AP and UAFC won that it actually came to fruition, right? Now we're hearing about the petroleum industry, right? But it must also be reminded that we have the most thriving agriculture industry in the world, right? We have a thriving ecotourism industry that is second to none, I believe, in the world also. So
Yes.
Guyanese, we willing and we waiting and we ready, right? The AP and UFC haven't gone anywhere. We haven't died, right? And needless to say, what you would hear or read in the media,
Yeah.
right? We have all the officers in place and we are
Yeah.
working assiduously to ensure that the necessary relief, the necessary services, and whatever resources we have at our disposal get to you, the people,
Yeah.
right? So as you're
Daniel, I'm happy. I'm happy you raised that latter point there. And you talk often about what we're doing in Parliament. We sat with those jagabats and we passed $10 billion for the farmers, and are yet to reach the farmers. I heard the installed Minister of Finance with responsibility for finance say over the weekend they're working on an optimal package. Well, I hope it don't take them 10 years to work on this optimal package to get to the farmers. But more than that, but I shouldn't say more than that. With that, you mentioned about people who are getting distracted with what's happening, and I raised the issue earlier. People often call me and tell me, why are you talking about Granger and Valda and Kemraj and all these people and the inter-party politics? And my thing is this. Now, if I'm a soldier at the front fighting, right? The generals got to decide how they come, who appoint them general, and how that structure has to sort itself out,
Spot
right?
on, Sherrod. Spot
Right.
on.
What are your thoughts?
No, no, I agree with you. The thing is that too many persons want to get involved in too many things that do not concern them, right? You're given an appointment, you are elected to serve in a capacity that is greater than none. You're elected to serve the people that chose
Yeah.
you to be there, right? And there's nothing greater than that. I mean, I'm a old army officer now, right? At this tender age, but our motto in in the Guyana Defense Force is service, right? And I continue to do this even in my new capacity as a regional chairpersons, right? As a regional chairman, and shared you guys do it in Parliament as the opposition Parliament, calling out for things that you think or in your own research, right, need to bring to the fore. And if all of us keep on doing the work just as we're supposed to be doing it, right, for the benefit of the people and not for any self-aggrandizement or for any want of any reward, then I can see a beautiful Guyana going forward. And for all of these industries that everybody is saying that will be great, that is the only way we can have it there, right? By you guys calling out corruption, by me and my team, along with the other regional chairpersons and their team, ensuring transparency, accountability at all levels of governance, right? And with that, we remind people about the caringness of the APNU AFC government. We keep reminding them that even though that central government has changed and that the policies are different, that we still have remnants of the APNU AFC government reminding them of how good governance is, and that we're just a stone throw away when they're ready to re-elect us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
As you guys, the government in waiting, right? And we hold the base until that time comes up. And you're right. We are on the front line. We're doing the fighting. We're ensuring that everybody gets their due, right? And the generals at the back can take care of the latter part and enjoy
Bring up the
those
flank.
situation, right? So um, that's all I have to say towards that, Sherrod. Everybody just do their part. Ensure that the people are the main objective, getting all we can to the people, ensuring that
Yeah.
transparency, accountability is there at all the different levels, right? Ensuring that that we have some amount of coordination, right, at the various levels. Management at this level in the region, right, is something that has to be coordinated. It has to have a multi-stakeholder approach because it is not just running a household here. It is running several thousand households here. And it's also running.
310,000.
Yes, and it's also running the utilities, having an insight over the utilities, having an insight over every single other work that the ministries do within the region, ensuring that you listen to the people, ensuring that you have that good consultation with the people, right? And we will make it better as we go along the way, right? Um, we look forward to the input from both the government members of parliament and the opposition members of parliament. We look forward to hearing the new national policies that will be crafted, right? And the implementation that will be done through the regional levels, right? And you can expect a lot of great things coming out of our tenure at the Regional Democratic Council, Region number 4.
Yeah, awesome. And I have no doubt, Daniel, that the region is in great hand. And I love the fact that you've said we all have our roles to play. One of the roles I play is giving the people information, defending the truth, promoting the facts. And one of the roles that our viewers play is, for instance, helping to share that information, sharing the live stream. And also, when we say we want boots on the ground to turn up, like Wednesday, we have a protest activity at the Square of the Revolution. I hope that we move off of Facebook and we now have boots on the ground at the Square of the Revolution. And don't bother with Granger and Valdo and Norton and Kemraj and Patterson and all of these various things. Those things are going to work themselves out. Let us keep focused. And we have a common foe in the PvP, and we should be training all our attention and energies to overcoming that adversary.
Thanks again, Sharon. I think you summed it up very nicely there, right? Though many a times I'm not saying that we would disagree, but many a times persons would disagree. But this is what through disagreement you build mature and healthy
Yeah.
conversations, right? And there's a way to do it, and we expect that some of the generals understand how to do it as well. But needless to say, while they're doing their thing, we continue to do our thing as frontline officers.
Yeah.
We ensure we get the services, resources, and relief to the people, and we ensure that whatever the people desire, we can put it to the put it on the front burner and have those issues echoed to the government so that we can have them resolved.
Captain Daniel Seeram, sir, I encourage you to continue to hold the fort at your end, the Regional Democratic Council Region 4. Hold that fort for us, sir.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me on, Sherrod. Good night to our viewers and listeners, and everyone stay safe, right? COVID is real, right? So please wear your masks, practice the social distancing, avoid crowds, right? And for those of you who aren't vaccinated, personally, I would say please go and get vaccinated, both of your shots, right? And let's get back to some level of normalcy. Thanks again, Sherrod.
And thank you as well, Captain. Have a great evening. And folks, again, that is our very own Daniel Seeram. He's the chairman of Region number 4, Region 4. And of course, you know, it's the largest region, as we've said, largest by landmass, largest by population, huge expanse of real estate to administer on a daily basis. And he's doing it ably with his team, folks. And as he said there, we want to encourage you as well to continue to social distance, continue to wear your mask, continue to sanitize. Folks, continue to share the live stream. Roxy and Bernadette and Rhonda Lane, Yasmin Henry and Kim King, Claudette Harry, all of you folks, we love having you night after night. Brenda Braffett and Marvel Schultz and Margaret Duncan Andrews. And I hope that you got the sense when I showed you what's happening in Jamaica, for instance, with the PNP, that some of the issues that we face here and the challenges that you see here are not unique to us. I remember the day these Jacobats say Irfan is the presidential candidate. I remember the day. I have never seen such an onslaught of PPP supporters against a PPP candidate as they were against Irfan. I have never seen that in my life. And some of y'all looking at what's happening now and thinking that that is strange. I have never seen so many people from a party. So many people from a party who are against the presidential candidate as the PPP base war against Irfan Ali. And they weren't wrong. I am certain when those folks see Irfan Ali operate, they realize we weren't wrong with him. Right? And chances are, 9 chances out of 10, they'll vote for Irfan, the voter party. We know they lost, but we know those that voted, those valid votes, were for the party, not for Irfan. I have never seen such a rebellion. And so, folks, don't get distracted. Hold of focus. That's what we're saying. Hold of focus. Do not get distracted. Now, some of y'all can't even share this live stream, and y'all worry with if they're going to become leader. Y'all can't even retweet this broadcast, and y'all worried if Norton going to get it or Van West Charles. Let those things work themselves out, folks, and let me hold a focus. Because you see, when we get distracted on them things, it's them men licking up millions and billions of dollars from the economy, land and so on. When we get distracted, I don't know about you, but I intend to keep focused, resolutely focused. And I encourage each and every one of you to do the same, folks. Social distance, sanitize, wear your mask, and practice all of the other COVID-19 protocols that are out there for your health and for your safety. Right? And when I see Ramsal, them, I got a lot of questions because I know they're watching the news, foreign news, and they come in and write down some stuff. Hey, we want COVID passport too. Right? Employees must got COVID passport. Right? Employees must get COVID this. You're going to some event, you must get a COVID passport. You could barely give a birth certificate on time in this country. You are with COVID passport. You all better sit down with the stakeholders, including the opposition, and let's craft a way out of this madness. Out of this madness, because y'all are doomed doing it on your own. Doomed doing it on your own. Was it Zaire Basque I saw just over the weekend talking about a ground at Enmore and wanting to know how 11 months after lights are off and water off at that ground there, and y'all think y'all could do it on your own? Y'all out here, y'all flipping mind. Folks, again, social distance, sanitize, wear your mask, and practice all the other COVID-19 protocols that are there for your health, your safety, that of your friends, family, and your loved ones. Do stay safe. See you guys tomorrow night in the ring. And those of you who are going to come back and watch the broadcast later on, we encourage you to share it as well. Thanks for joining us, folks, and stay safe. Stay safe, I say. Stay safe.